Today we'll be going over 5 movies you need to watch before 2021. Let's get into the video. Number 5, Da 5 Bloods. Exploding with historical references, directorial flourishes, and flashes of combat action, Spike Lee's war epic Da 5 Bloods is a movie that embraces the inherent messiness of its subject matter. At first, the story sounds simple enough. 4 elderly black veterans regroup and travel to Vietnam to recover the remains of their squad leader Norman and search for a shipment of gold they buried in the jungle decades ago. But Lee, pushing the movie in sharply funny and emotionally fraught directions, depending on the demands of the scenes, refuses to approach the treasure of Sierra Madre like setup in a straightforward manner. Instead, the movie pings between the MAGA hat speckled present and the bullet-ridden past, using its older actors in the flashbacks as their younger selves to underline the strangeness of time's passage. While some of the detours might test your patience, particularly one of the men discover the gold and start arguing over what to do with it. The powerful ending, which becomes a moving showcase for the great Delroy Lindo, makes this a long journey worth embarking on. Number 4, Never Really, Sometimes Always. The Port Authority bus terminal provides the backdrop for a good deal of the drama in the waiting in Eliza Hittman's powerful portrait of a teenager traveling from Pennsylvania to New York to have an abortion, a procedure she can't receive in her home state. Quiet and watchful, Autumn observes the world around her from benches, bus seats, and doctor's office chairs, dragging an enormous suitcase through the drab interiors of various midtown locations. She doesn't tell her parents about her pregnancy or her trip. She's joined by her cousin Skylar, who wants to be a supportive friend and sounding board. Still, the two don't talk much. The movie's most striking image shows the two holding hands in a moment of shared vulnerability, like their bond transcends language. As a filmmaker, Hittman is most interested in behavior and gesture, approaching her story with the type of careful rigor that allows for poetic moments to emerge in unexpected places. It's a style that's especially suited to the challenging emotional terrain of the material. Number 3, Time. Phrases like "time is what you make of it," "time flies," and "time heals all wounds" get turned inside out by this exquisitely constructed documentary. Time chronicles the life of entrepreneur and activist Sybil Fox Rich as she lobbies for the release of her husband Robert Richardson from the Louisiana State Penitentiary, otherwise known as Angola. Filmmaker Garrett Bradley blends modern footage of Rich taking care of her children, delivering moving speeches, and running her business, with intimate home video archives shot by Rich over the span of a lifetime. In one moment, you might see a giggling child, and the next shot, that child is a watchful teenager. Few movies display such a total command of craft, summoning complex ideas and grappling with fundamental. Number 2, Bacurau. When a movie tells a story about a community joining together to fight off outside invaders, there are certain shots, moments, and heroics you want to see. Bloodshed, vengeance, and justice will have a place in Bacurau, a feverish, quasi-dystopian genre mashup centered around a fictional Brazilian city in the country's northwestern region, but the film does out its cathartic showdowns in an inventive, dizzying manner. After a stretch exploring the geography, political realities, and daily routines of the city, a scheming American villain arrives, and in an inspired bit of casting, he's played by B-movie staple Udo Kier, reveling in the cruelty and complexity of the role. He's leading a team of aspiring would-be commandos, the type of people who view killing as a novel thrill. Exposition gets tucked in odd narrative corners, the tactical demands of the situation shift, scenes play out in tense, curious confrontations. Eventually, the movie explodes like a volcano, bursts of stylized gore and righteous indignation flying everywhere. Both visually hallucinatory and morally centered, Bacurau excites and inspires its equal measure. Number 1, First Cow. First Cow, Kelly Reichardt's evocative and wise tale of frontier life, begins with the discovery of 2 skeletons in the woods, an unnamed young woman and her dog, echoing the human and canine pair at the center of Reichardt's 2008 story Wendy and Lucy, come upon the bones in the modern-day Pacific Northwest. Then we flash back to a time when the Oregon Territory was far less developed, an era of perilous opportunity and rampant exploitation, and meet Cookie, a bashful and unassuming cook for a team of unruly fur trappers. Eventually, he befriends the wandering King Lu, a Chinese immigrant who claims to be fleeing some Russians. The two stumble on an opportunity to make some money. A wealthy landowner brings the first cow to the region, and Cookie and King Lu decide to steal the cow's milk at night and use it to bake sweet honey biscuits, which they sell at the local market. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.